Hey gang, it's Paul with Stud Pack. Welcome back to our channel. Jordan and I are back here on our main remodel, and in our previous video, you saw us prep and prime all the trim in this house. We used our 5-step prep process to guarantee us a smooth, flawless finish for our top coat. Then we sprayed it with 2 coats of primer. The first one we call our reveal coat, because it's gonna show us all the spots we missed. We're gonna go back, catch all those, and then we shot the whole house with a 2nd coat of primer. And it looks fantastic. We can't wait to see what the finished color is gonna look like. Now we have a little bit more primer left, so before we clean our gun with some paint thinner, we're gonna show you that. Let's use up that primer on our doors. Now all the doors are stacked outside, ready to go, and we're gonna reuse most of them. We have 2 new doors on the project, and then all the old ones are right here. Here's the back door. It's seen its share of wear and tear, and about 4 sets of curtains have been screwed onto the door up here, but it's nothing that a little bit of wood filler, some sandpaper, and a good coat of paint won't take care of. And we can't wait to see what these look like when we breathe a little bit of new life into them. Now y'all have seen us paint a ton of doors on our channel. We sprayed them in the grass in the backyard, laying down like a noob, and we painted them inside, standing up in a zigzag pattern, connected with paint stirrers, just like the pros do. We've painted simple slab doors and more complicated panel doors like this one with a bunch of glass lights. We've used a brush, we've used a roller, and we've used a sprayer. But to us, the undefeated heavyweight champion of a professional door finish has got to be using a sprayer. And in this video, we're gonna show you how to get that perfect professional finish on all your doors using a system that everyone has access to, and it's gonna eliminate your biggest door spraying nightmare. What am I talking about? Runs. Now before we show you our new system, we have to prep this door. So what does prepping a door look like to us? Well, the first thing I did, I took off all the hardware. The door sweep, the hinges, the brackets from the curtains, the lock set, and this old chain latch. Then I gave it a good bath. This door was black right here around the latch from 50 years of use. And you can actually see where the finish has been worn off right there. Once all that was dry, filled all the nail holes with Durhams, and I taped and papered all the windows. The last thing to do is to give this a light sanding, then I'm gonna blow it off with compressed air. So let's grab our sanders and give this door a sanding and get it ready for some paint. All right, let's blow off the dust. I've got an Inline blowgun in my air hose, very convenient to have. We'll put a link in the description below. Check it out. You know what I just realized? This is a bathroom door. It's been up there 50 years, and there's not a single hole in the back. Not a towel bar, not a rope hook, not a mirror. Kind of crazy, but less work for us. All right, one more door to prep, and we're ready to start spraying. All right, all these doors are prepped, and they are ready for paint. And like we said earlier, we've shown you several methods for painting doors before on our channel. One of the fan favorites was the one where you put structural screws in the end. Those screws set on a 2x4. Then you use that screw as a handle to flip the door over. Once you paint both sides, you move the door to the end of your frame and it hangs vertically, but the risk is you might get some runs. And that was a great system, but somebody took that simple idea and improved on it tremendously. And what are we talking about? Well, it's Stack Rack. It's these blue triangles and they have a ton of features. Let me show you how they work. You need 4 per door. We bought 12 of these online for $80. We're not sponsored. And they attach to the door with an included screw. Once you paint this side of the door, you flip it over, this one pivots like that, paint the other side, and then you simply stack your doors as high as you can go. We're gonna show you that later. Another feature we've got laid out right here on the ground. Say you've got a bunch of casing or crown or base to paint. Put a piece of wood through these holes, or you can put a screw in it right here, just like you'd screw the door on there. Paint all your case and base, and stack it in the house so it doesn't get bugs on it and get rained on. So if you have a bunch of trim to paint, paint it like that. But what if you just have a couple of pieces? Well, let's say you have this attached to your door. Check out this feature. They've got these hooks right here. Get your door painted, put up your base or your casing, shoot it at the same time you're doing your door. So let's show you how these things work. Now you can't just screw them on randomly because they have to stack, right? They have to line up. The first step we did, we stacked all the doors, and this side is flush and the bottoms are flush. I'm gonna take my speed square and come over and make a mark at 2 inches in that notch at 2. I'll flip it over, put that line on all the doors. We've got our most narrow door at the top. You need to measure from your most narrow door. That's important. There's 2. We'll make another line. And you can already see what we're fighting with these doors. Check it out. We're flush here, but look at this one. Way out. Now let's go to the other end of the doors and show you our next challenge. These stack racks are made for doors that are the same height so they can stack. But ours vary a little bit. Now here we have our original exterior door, an original interior door, and a brand new interior door. And as you can see, they're a little different in height, right? Now the stack rack was designed for doors that are exactly the same height. And we're not sure, gang, if these are gonna work on these doors. But I say we put them on and let's find out. Alrighty guys, all the stack racks are attached to the doors and we just spread our 3 doors out in the bedroom. If you had a bunch of doors, you could stack them and work off that stack as you spray them. But because we have a very heavy door and lighter doors and doors that are different lengths, this is gonna be fine for us. So the heaviest door, the back door to the house, is this one right here, and I just need to prime this side, the interior of the door. The other side obviously is the outside. I'm not gonna worry about that because she's gonna have the outside of the house painted later and they will paint the outside of the door. Once we prime that one, we're gonna come over here and prime only this side of this bathroom door because the other side is already painted with a latex paint. I don't need to prime that side because we're putting latex paint on top of latex paint. But right here we have polyurethane, so we want a good coat of primer. And then over there is the last door we're gonna paint. Our brand new door needs primer on both sides. Let's go grab our spray rig and get these doors primed. All right, the primer's all dry the next day and they look fantastic. And the stack rack system worked great for us and we were even able to stack the doors even though they were a little bit different in height. Now, if you're a pro, you're still gonna spray your doors vertically because you know exactly how your sprayer is gonna spray that day and you know exactly what kind of coverage you're gonna get with the paint you're using. But if you're a homeowner, you don't have all that experience. Say you just went to the store that morning, picked up a sprayer, now you gotta come home and spray all those doors. We wanted to show you the stack rack system because it allows you to paint both sides of the door at the same time and you're gonna get professional results. So now that all our priming is done, it is time to clean our sprayer with the Alkyd paint. We have to use paint thinner. We actually got a ton of comments in the last video about people wanting to watch us do that. It's just not that exciting, guys, but you know what? The people have spoken, so we're gonna show you how to clean this sprayer. And I actually picked up a 55-gallon drum of thinner just to do it.
Did you really?
I just got 2 gallons. I figure half a gallon, 3 times through the machine gets it done. Let's go outside, clean this machine. All right, we brought the sprayer out in the grass and you can see I got all kind of buckets. Let's start with this little one. Now, priming the inside of that house was kind of a 2-3 day project for us just because we're filming it for you guys on YouTube. So what I do when I'm spraying a latex paint and I need to wait overnight, I won't clean the machine. I'll just put this in a bucket and put some water in there so the tip doesn't dry out. I do the same thing with an Alkyd. I'll put a little bit of paint thinner in the bucket and store this in there overnight so it's ready to go the next day. So I got a new 5-gallon bucket here, a fresh one, it's not new. I took this paint thinner and I dump it in here. My goal is to contain all the paint thinner and we're either gonna reuse it to clean equipment later on or we're gonna put it back in the jugs and bring it to the hazardous waste collection day. So now that I have the paint thinner in here, I have found that it takes about half a gallon to put in here so the pump can work and we can pull our trigger and clean the gun. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run half a gallon through here, run it through, dump it in this bucket, put another half gallon, run it all through, dump it in this bucket. By the 3rd wash, I should be okay. So I need a little bit more thinner in here. Now we're in the prime position, right? This is to spray, this is to prime. Turn our knob to prime. I'm gonna angle the bucket a little bit, just like that. That way the pickup tube right here, this larger one, is fully immersed in the thinner. I'm gonna turn it on and the pump's gonna pick it up here, discharge it here, and start to clean the pump. You can hear the sound of the pump change when the paint gets out of it, and now it's pumping thinner. Now what I want to do, I want to save the paint that's in the hose. Let me go grab the paint bucket and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. All right, now I got one more bucket in the arsenal. I'm going to take the tip and pull it out, and I'm just going to throw it in that paint thinner. So I don't have any tip in the gun. I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to flip this lever into spray mode. This knob is already in prime clean mode, and I'm going to flip the switch and it's going to start pumping thinner in the hose, pushing the paint back into my bucket. What I'm looking for the thinner to start coming out of the tip. Right there. You saw how it got really thin? So we're gonna save all that. Back in prime. And now I'm pumping thinner through the whole system. Now let's dump this waste thinner into this bucket and pour another ½ gallon into this bucket, and we're just gonna repeat the process until the machine is running clear paint thinner. All right, that's pretty good. If I was gonna store this machine, I'd probably run a little bit more thinner through there to get it a little bit more clear, but we're gonna switch to latex right now. So I'm gonna hook up the hose to this, the garden hose. Now we're gonna start pumping water through it, and we're gonna save all this paint thinner, like I said, either dispose of it properly or what's actually gonna... Nah, I actually drank Varsol when I was a kid, had to have my stomach pumped. That's another story. But if you let this sit, the solids are gonna settle, and we can actually use this again later to clean alkyd paint next time we're spraying it through the sprayer. All right, we have our hose hooked up and the water is running through the machine. While it does that, we're gonna take this opportunity to check the filter in the handle, and I've got a brand new one just in case I need to replace it. How bad do you think it's gonna be, bud? Like the last time we did this?
I hope not, that was bad.
I say we change it.
Yeah, not the worst, but
not the worst.
We're here, so
let's change it. All right. All right, gang, our machine is all clean. Got a new filter in it. Let's go ahead and load it up with some color. Our sprayer is all ready to go, but before we start spraying some paint, I want to address some of the comments in the previous video. A lot of comments about the fact that I should be using an extension, and I actually have one. But check this out. I'd put it on the gun, put the tip on the end, no paint would come out. Remove the tip, paint would come out. We don't know what was wrong with this. We even tried to go find a new one, but the stores were out of the extensions. It's the same reason I'm not using a fine finishing tip. I've looked for months for those things and I cannot find one. So we're using a 311 tip on this gun and it works great. Come on down here and check out our rig. We're using PPG paint, their Speed Hide brand, and it's an interior semi-gloss. And check this out, guys. Let you in on a little secret. If you and your wife are painting your house and she can't decide on the trim color, 2 words for you: Swiss coffee. Good things will happen and you can thank me later. Now let's finish setting up our machine, start spraying some paint. All right.
killed that, dude. Hey. Don't get too crazy.
Whew. And you know what?
job.
You know what?
What?
I think one coat's gonna do it.
I think you need some Vaseline.
Yeah, up here?
Yeah, dude.
All right.
How many times we're gonna have to read the Vaseline comment?
Plenty. Well, check it out. We got plenty of paint left, so we intentionally didn't do 2 of the closets.
Right?
So take a little water break. Let's go do the closets, and then we can get out of here. Alrighty gang, all the trim is done and we gotta say it looks fantastic and there are no runs, no drips, and no errors. Who else remembers that old commercial, huh? And I gotta say the coverage we got with that PPG paint over 2 coats of primer is fantastic. I don't even think we need a second coat of color. Do you, Jordan?
Nope.
It looks great. Next up is painting the ceilings and the walls. And Jordan and I already have a game plan, but we sure would appreciate if all you pros out there would let us know your strategy down below in the comments, because based on your experience, a lot of times we change our game plan. And say it with me, guys, Swiss coffee. And to all you moms out there who watch our channel, big happy Mother's Day from Jordan and I here at Stud Pack. We hope you have a wonderful Sunday afternoon with your family. Smash that like button for us, get down below, drop us a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you on our next video.